Welcome back to Greels Reels, everybody. Today's guest is honestly somebody who never fails to put a smile on my face when I run into him, whether it's at the field or in the rink, because he's also a huge 67s fan as well as a fantastic defensive back in the Canadian Football League. Sherrod Baltimore, how you doing, man? It's good to see you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on here, man. I really appreciate you, my dog.
Man, hey, I it's the least I could do for the guy who's the main subject and probably the best sports photograph that I've ever taken.
Hey, that photograph fire. I need a picture of that. I need that on my wall.
Yeah, I'll once I figure out some good printing options, I'll have to get that one done off for you. That
Yeah, for you too.
yeah,
Time that for
the one we're talking about for the people who don't know, it's from the Eastern Conference Final in 2018, and it's I think you either caused a big turnover. I think it was an interception or yeah, and you and LP are celebrating on the sideline, and the sun just caught right in between both of you guys, and it's pretty cool. I got to say, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was a good year, man. 2018, the last 5 games I had 4 interceptions, but I was supposed to be 5 for 5, but they took the interception away from me in Toronto game. Feel me?
Mm.
Uh, but that picture right there, bro, that's one of my favorite pictures, man. You be doing your thing with them pictures, man. You can't stop that. Keep that photography. That's you, brother. You be
Hey,
killing it.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna try. Well, hopefully I'll be back on the sideline, and you'll be making a few more plays and stuff like that. So we keep adding to that portfolio.
100%.
So, man, I wanted to start with you, just from your childhood and growing up, because I think in terms of a story of like adversity and overcoming things for you, man, like you definitely are a prime example of that. And I know you've gone into a lot with just your story, and you've done different features and stuff for news articles and even the Hard Knocks video piece, which was incredible. I was rewatching that again today, but I just want to let you kind of tell these viewers just kind of the whole path of Sherrod's childhood.
My childhood, it was nice, man. Growing up playing a lot of sports. I was at it at 6 years old. Um, from six all the way until now. So I've been playing football and basketball majority of all my life. Starting young, sports kept me out of a lot. Obviously, when you come from poverty, I'm from poverty. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, I started out in like a middle class type of house. You know what I'm saying? I come from like a great family, like a strong family. It was my mom, me, my two uncles, my little sister, yep, and my grandma, and sometimes my grandpa as well. You know what I'm saying? We all grew up in the same house. Like I know that those names and those titles have like mom and sister and uncle, but we all treat each other like brothers and sisters. And then it was a strong family where we came from, and um, things were always not always, but you know how it is. Sometimes in the houses you grow up in, I'm not saying we was in like a big house, you know what I'm saying, but we was like in a middle class house. The house is nice on the outside, but on the inside you have like a lot of people living in there, or people that's just trying to make it out of poverty. They move to these nice houses, and my grandma was like the breadwinner of the family, and she had a stroke. So when she had a stroke, um, that kind of the family, how everyone was growing up and everyone went their separate directions, and everyone was grow older. It kind of hurt the family a little bit because she was like the backbone. She was like the breadwinner. She take care of the bills in the house, but I end up moving with my mom and my grandma and my uncles. They had got their own places. It was my mom, my grandma, and me. And yeah, man, we through those times, no matter what we was going through those times, I was always playing basketball and football. So it didn't really phase me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really think about how it is now, how you look back at it like now that they make the TSN stories and stuff like that. You look back at it like, what? That's how you was growing up? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look back at it like that's crazy. But um at the end of the day, um, I was moving around a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was getting evicted a lot from houses. You know what I'm saying? My mom, she wasn't working. She was at home taking care of my grandma. My grandma, she was getting checks, disability checks, but stuff like that was getting cut in half, and we were just trying to survive. And um, no matter what, I still played basketball and football though, so I would go to like my teammates' house on the weekends sometimes, and during the day, like I'll be going to school, and after school I'll go to practice. You know what I'm saying? And after practice, I will be it'll be time to go home and go to the bed. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go to sleep now. So through when you move to poverty, obviously you got things you trying to survive. You trying to hold your head. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. But I feel as though sports and basketball. I really thought I was gonna play basketball. It was a choice between basketball and football. So I was trying to see what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, man, just playing sports growing up, man. Uh, being out, hanging out with my friends all the time. I was always at my teammates' house. Right after the game, sports is competitive where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the DMV area where you got to be good in basketball, football. You know what I'm saying? It's good talent out there. You got good teams, teams all over. You know what I'm saying? From Virginia to Maryland to DC. You know what I'm saying? It's very competitive. And I played that until six, all the way, like I said now. But I played Pot One. I used to play for one of the best Pot One teams in Maryland, Prince George's County, Maryland Heights Hurricanes. Went to Florida. We didn't win the championship, obviously, the Milk House. Where the basketball team is playing the Milk House. Like, oh, I know that place. I've been there before. We played a football tournament there. You know what I'm saying? They had the championship game there, and it was nice, man. Yeah. So up until the childhood was tough. You know what I'm saying? It was tough, but I held my head. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of. I didn't have a father growing up, so I had like a big brother. I had two big brothers. My two uncles. They really kept my head in it. You know what I'm saying? They held me to a high level, no matter what predicament I was in. You know what I'm saying? I lived in like 12 different homes. So we used to, like me and my mom, my family, we used to get like evicted and we had to go. One time my uncle let me stay he let us stay at his house where he was living in. He got a new place. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that happened a few times. And my other uncles, and we all try to help each other out. You know what I'm saying? They help us out all the time. They give us their last all the time and whatnot. But the big brother thing of what I was saying was what kept me sane and kept me my head in it, because I knew that um, my uncles, they would try to give me everything. You know what I'm saying? They would, and my mom as well. My mom would give me everything. You know what I'm saying? Off their back, a shirt off their back. They try to take me to get shoes all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff right there will keep you like you don't want to disappoint them. If you feel what I'm saying, like, man, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to do the wrong thing. So I always try to do the right thing. And I feel like that leading, doing the right thing all the time with nobody looking, you know what I'm saying, that helped me be to where I'm at now. That's why I'm a professional.
Hmm. Man, that's 100% right. Like, I think something that's so apparent to you is, you know, family, right? And I'm a big family guy myself too, personally. And I maybe getting a little bit ahead into this conversation, but I mean, how's it feel that you had that support system growing up, and you were able to do it. You were able to become a professional athlete.
It feel good. You know what I'm saying? It feel great because it's so funny. It's so funny. Me and my uncle, we always talk about this all the time. He be like, I was like 6, 7 years old, and what I used to do, we used to live in this house. It was on Oakland. We used to live in Oakland at this point, and then we moved to Cable. But in Oakland, we used to play throwback tackle in the basement. And then after we played throwback tackle, he used to always be like, "Bro, you gonna be playing on TV one day." He like, "What college you want to go to?" He used to always gas me. Hey, all the way till high school, like, bro, you're gonna be playing on TV one day. So, when you speak things to it in existence, you know what I'm saying? You got that support system. You need somebody gassing you up, like, bro, you good enough. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you need someone to tell you you're not that good enough in this. Like, I don't know, maybe you know what I'm saying, just give you the honest truth. And family is a lot. I'm a little sad right now. I can't see my family, COVID and whatnot. I couldn't go home. I ain't been home in like a year, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just staying focused, staying sane. I talk to them all the time, like FaceTime. Like I call my mom every day. Um, I talk to my little brothers and sisters every day. Try to call my uncle every day. You know what I'm saying? My little cousins and my aunt, try to talk to them every day. Need to call my other uncle. He don't answer the phone. I don't know what's wrong with that man. Hey, he act like he always. I gotta get a hold of him. But yeah, man, the family big. And you know what's crazy now? I try to tap in. Even my friends is family. You know what I'm saying? I got close friends. I treat them like brothers. J Rose out here as well. So Dooley, yeah, man.
No, I relate to that so much, and like, man, having those friends, they very much are family, right? Like I think of the guys that I grew up with, we grew up together since like we were 3 years old, right back home in Newfoundland. And a lot of times, like when I'm thinking of doing something or like I need an opinion, like I can always count on those guys to really tell me like it is, right? And tell me if it's going to work or if, it's crap and it needs to be scrapped
Yeah,
and readjusted.
yeah. Especially my hey, listen, my mom, man, I love my mom to death. That's like we got like a real strong relationship, like a sister brother. Like you know what I'm saying? Like my mom is like a good person that I always can talk to, and I can tell her how it is, and she can tell me how it is, no matter what, you know. And my uncles, my two uncles, like I said, they're my brothers, and my aunt, my uncle wife, that's my sister. You know what I'm saying? My uncle, he like a he like a life coach. You feel me? Anything I got, and I feel weird about it, like I'll be like, hold on, let me call my uncle. I'll call my uncle before I call my agent. You know what I'm saying? I'll call my uncle before, hey, you know what I'm saying? Anything go down. Hold up. Man, bro, they talking about this. I don't know what's going on, man. What you think about this? Just to get a quick, you know what I'm saying, insight right now. And I'm thankful to have that. You know what I'm saying? You can't never be too old to have that because in order to be a great leader, you got to be a great follower. You know what I'm saying? And those my two uncles, man, those are two role models to me. They're doing great in life. They come from where I come from. I'm not the only one who went through poverty. They went through poverty just with me. You know what I'm saying? They lived in those areas just as well. And they had to protect our family. They protected us. You know what I'm saying? To make sure things was right.
So you've been keeping in touch just through FaceTime and calls, eh?
Yeah.
How do you have you found any other ways to kind of still try and I guess reconnect maybe like through those calls, like whether it's stuff you're talking about or even maybe like some game nights or something like that, or
Nah, I just FaceTime. We talk on the phone for hours. Like we'll watch the game. We just talk. You know, man, I love talking to my uncles and my mom. I love talking to my mom, my little brothers. I love talking to all of them. It's so funny. Like when I talk, yo, my family is funny. You know what I'm saying? And I just love hearing the news and the life they going through and the vacations they go on. And you know, my mom, she still live Northeast, so I asked her how everybody doing back home, who she seen today. You know, what's going on back home. We talk about like politics and whatnot, just everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just if I was with them, it'd be a little better. You know, that little feeling.
Mhm.
That's you know, I'm gonna hold my head, man. Listen, you got to be mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? Can't nothing really break me like that. Uh, you know, things might get to me. I might get sad. You know what I'm saying? Drop a little. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hold my head no matter what go on.
Yeah, no, man, it's you're hitting the nail on the head, like just fantastic points. Going back into your football and like high school football, um, once I guess post secondary options like universities and colleges start, I guess being a thing. How did you go through that recruiting process, and I guess what were some of your steps in that in finding a school?
So I'm thankful for Ron Hobby. That's who I lived with in high school. Um, that's the father of Navon Hobby and Michelle Hobby. The Hobbies, really, it was really a blessing. That was I lived with a teammate in the eighth grade. I played for a Part 1 team called Marlow Heights Hurricanes, and I met him through the team. You know what I'm saying? Coach Ray used to come get me and take me to. Coach Ray was in the interview. That's the guy, Coach Ray Farmer. He was in the TSN documentary, and he came to get me, and I met them through the Part 1 team. I used to go to Navon house. He had a nice house, living like 10 Italian, man, and the family was just so embracing. They brought me in, and the good thing about this case was they had an older brother named Ronald Hobby, and he was in high school already, and he was already going had a lot of offers. You can look him up. Ronald Howard, he was a corner, but had offers from Pittsburgh. He had offers from Maryland. You know, he had a lot of offers. He ran fast, and they already had the blueprint of what you need to do in order to get to college. You know what I'm saying? And we started out at Gwen Park, but we went to Friendly High School. We used to always go to the combines, and at that time in high school, I played quarterback all throughout high school, except for my 11th grade year. But I played basketball as well, point guard. So but at that time, I used to go to the camps as an athlete. You know, so I'd be a receiver, then I'd go to quarterback. So on rivals, I think if you look now, I'm an athlete. I'm actually not a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I played quarterback. Like I didn't know what I was playing. I just know we played ball. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You hear me?
Yeah. No, those guys who come in as athletes. I mean, just from knowing what I know with like, GG's football and when guys sign and recruit, like the ones I'm always like kind of the most excited to see what happens with are the guys who are listed as athletes, right? Because
Athlete.
the potential is so wide, right? And a lot of times too,
Yeah.
those guys are hungry, right? Because they don't really
Right.
know where they're going to fit into, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Athlete just mean make plays, brother. That's all that shit mean. Athlete mean he gonna make plays. He a playmaker, but you gotta show it. And I was a 3-star coming out. But anyways, yo, I played quarterback all throughout high school, and then um, I remember I had we went to Friendly High School. We had transfer there. You know what I'm saying? Well, we had the transfer there. You know what I'm saying? We had made it. And before me, you ever heard Joe Hagan? He plays he's a cornerback, went to Florida, University of Florida, and he played with the Steelers. Great guy, all pro. One of the he probably the GOAT to come out of PG County, man. One of the best to do it. You know what I'm saying? And he the year after he left, they had some coaches like Coach Early. Like, of course, when Joe Hagan was coming out, he was like a top 20, top 10 guy coming out in the country. So he had Florida, he had Urban Myers, Fridge from Maryland. He had man, I can keep going. Nick Saban. Everybody used to come to high school games to check him out. So obviously, when college scouts come to recruit those guys, they're like, man, they got more talent there. We got to go back. You know what I'm saying? As the years went. But the coaches that was there, they had left when I had just got there. So it was tough. I had think 2 head coaches 1 year. Then the next year, I had 2 head coaches. Had 2 head coaches. But anyways, I played quarterback, and then my left the special part about the story is my 11th grade year. After my 11th grade year, my junior year, my coach come to me. We get a new coach, right? We get a new coach. He come in the weight room. He got some Timberland boots on, no socks, and he African. He like, you want to play? He like, you want to go to college? I'm like, yeah. He like, what you want to play? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna play quarterback, or I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna play basketball. He looked at me. He said, "Who told you this? You 5'10". He African, right? He got that accent. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy? Like, this is our head coach. Like, he kind of dope though, because he had nice. Nowadays they had this hairstyle like when you don't comb your hair, it's like a nice little hairstyle. He had this. It wasn't like it was new for back in the day, because back in the day they had the regular haircut or this dreads. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, who is this guy? Like, we talking about? He's like, yeah, man, I played for Nick Saban and I played corner. He's like, bro, I seen you play. You gonna go be a professional. All you gotta do, you know what I'm saying, is learn this corner stuff. You better than a lot of corners I've seen. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is run the 4-4. You already got the talent. You already an athlete. You better than You better than a lot of these players. You just got to run fast. If you don't run fast, it's gonna be harder for you. Like, you're not gonna go big time. Like, you're gonna go like mid, major. He told me everything that happened, it happened. You know what I'm saying? So that 11th grade year, I had to tell my coach. I was big in basketball. I had to tell my AAU coach, Coach Ty. I had to tell him I wasn't gonna play, man. It was sad, man. It was sad. Like, he's like, man, what? You're not gonna play this summer? What? Like, I'll fly you out right now. Like, it was sad, man. It was sad, dog. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, it was a sad moment, man. For real, it was a big time moment. You know what I'm saying? But the whole summer of my junior year, I was learning that DB. I was learning the corner. Hey, every day I ain't miss no days. Hey, Coach Quay, where we doing technique drills, and he learned from Nick Saban, right? So as coaches, you learn to take stuff from him and you give it to him and you put your own twist to it. And you know what I'm saying? That's how coaching go. So I was fortunate enough to have a coach that knew the DB position. It's hard to play DB. You got to be technically sound. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, and it's hard to find a lot of people that actually know the position and teach it well. And I was fortunate enough to have that. And every day we drill every day. And that summer I went crazy, 1-day camps and 7-on-7 camps. Like, I would go to rivals camp and I would lock down the 5-star recruits, the 4-star recruits. They're like, who is this kid? But when I would go, I would run it like a 4-5, but then sometimes I would run very slow. Like, I would run 4-7s, 4-8s. I remember sometimes, I think when I was early, I never ran 4-9, but I'd be running like 4-7s, 4-6. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, man, like, it's hard to give a kid an offer. I don't know why it's like this. You know what I'm saying? And I was just talking about this with my uncle. They want to see your 40. So that's my advice to any kids out here. You want to make it pro, to make it easy, run a 4-4, run track right now. Get out there. But anyways, I would lock the top guys up, the best defenders, but it was hard to get an offer from the big time schools because I wasn't running a 4-4. Another advice I got is to run track. If you want to play football, you want to get that pros, man, try to get the track in early, because that's gonna help you how to run. Just consistently running fast and training your body to do those things. You'll naturally run fast. You'll get faster. So I ain't run track. I just played basketball. I was cold in b-ball. I was all met point guard of basketball. So I wasn't running track. I wasn't really feeling it. Like we played basketball and football growing up. My uncles played at the court, so I was trying to go to the course. I was at the course with them since 6 years old, getting ran over. They running, you know what I'm saying? So I played b-ball. Like I wasn't at a track field. Even though I look back now, man, I should have ran track. Like me and my uncle said that now. Like we got the formula. You want to play football, you want to be a pro, you got to run fast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, my 11th grade year, I was locking up camps, balling, and I got a lot of offers. I had more than 10 offers. It was like mid-major D1AA, Maine, Towson, Rhode Island, Villanova. Like everybody came through once you offered. They see me, they were like, man, you gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And, I played in a all-star game that year, and I had like 3 interceptions in one game. You know what I'm saying? And other than that shit just kept climbing, and I just kept getting better. Then I went to Maine. You know what I'm saying? That was my offer. One thing about Maine is a funny story about Maine, bro. Let me tell you some funny stories. So that year, that summer, so after football, you get recruiting visits, right? So I'm like, man, I'm at a recruiting visit right now. I'm chilling, like, I'm in school. I go to friendly now. I'm in school. So school coaches come see you like, yo, they call down the class like, Sherrod, can you come down here? Cool. So I go down there. It's this guy, Coach Vashu, man. He's smiling, happy, very enthusiastic. Like, how you doing, Sherrod? I'm a Coach Vash. Like, how you doing from Maine? I'm like, man, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I seen like a lot of coaches a lot. So I'm like, how you doing? Good, man, respectfully. He's just such a positive guy. So I go back to class anyway. I'm in history class. I'm in history class, and one of my friends, her name was Jerica. I'll never forget this. Her name was Jerica, and she came and she said, what school was that you was at? That came to see you. I was like, that was Maine. She's like, you can't go to Maine. Maine is in Alaska. That's about Alaska. You can't go out there. It's cold. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I can't go out there. So I go to Coach Quayway. I'm like, man, Quayway, man, I can't go to Maine, man. That's in Alaska. That's by Alaska. He said, who told you this? Go tell him right now. Hey, it was so funny. Man. It was funny as hell. It was funny as hell. Yeah, but I went to Maine. I went on I never been there before, never heard of it. But me and my uncle, my family, my mom, my uncles, we all talked about it. Like, man, you should go on a visit. At least take your visits. Like, we was gonna go to Maine. I had Delaware the next weekend. I had Towson. I went to Towson. I went to I forget, but I went to Towson. It wasn't a good visit. I ain't end up going there. Then I went to Maine the next weekend. Then I was gonna go to Delaware. So I went to Maine. I went on a plane. I went to my recruiting visit. Man, it was different. Just like, hey, I loved it. It was a blizzard when I came, man. It was love out there, like whole different type of culture, whole different scenery. Where I come from is predominantly Black people. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from, I don't really like have no white neighbors like that. You see them here and there, but going to Maine is the opposite. It's like predominantly it's like the whitest state in America, one of the whitest states. So I'm like, man, I don't really grow up seeing white people. So when I seen them, when I get there, I'm like, what's going on? Like, it's lit out here, bro. Like, is everyone happy? Everyone's like having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much love. Like, it was snowing. Everybody's just outside walking. Like, yo, what's going on? I couldn't figure it out, but I know I had a great time. And when I left Maine recruiting visit, like, I left there and I called my uncle. I said, bro, I'm committing. It's over. He said, what? He was just laughing, like, bro, I'm proud of you. Like, he was just happy. You know what I'm saying? And I called my coach Quayway and I told him the same thing. Like, man, I'm coming here. Like, they're like, what? You really like Maine? Like, what is out there? Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of the best decisions of my life.
No, 100%. And it's the thing, right? Like, just when it clicks, right? And it's a good spot.
Yeah.
It's a good spot.
Yep.
So, I mean, man, yeah, like, tell me, just the average week of a varsity athlete at the University of Maine.
You wake up, you're gonna have dome challenges at 6 a.m. So be ready for that. Hey, listen, you want to be a student athlete, the college athlete is it's the toughest part. Like, you see the tunnel, but you see the light at the tunnel, but it's the hardest thing to graduate from college all the way, like from freshman to a senior. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, man. College is not easy. Like, the playing on the field is the easy part. But you're gonna wake up, you're gonna have 6 a.m. workouts. So you're gonna wake up at probably like 5:30. You're gonna have 6 a.m. workouts from probably like 6 to 7, you know what I'm saying, 7:30. And then you got time to get breakfast. Then my first class will be at 9 o'clock. So I gotta eat breakfast, shower, then I go to class at 9, from 9 to probably 10:30, and then from 11 to maybe no, I'll have lunch, time to get lunch. You know what I'm saying? Then my next class probably be like 12:40. So from 12:40 to 2. And then after 12:40 to 2, my next class we'll have meetings at 3:15. So I got time to eat real quick. Then I gotta go to meetings at 3:15. You know what I'm saying? Then after meetings at 3:15, you probably got practice. Practice is from 3 to probably 4 to 6, and then after 6, after that, you got time to get food, and then you got study hall at maybe like 7. You know what I'm saying? Then from 7 to maybe no, from 6 probably. Okay, so practice probably like 3:30 to 4. Me is at 2. You know what I'm saying? And then you got study hall from 7 to 7:30, 6 to 7:30, and then you got after that you got your free time. You know what I'm saying? But your day majority booked until the weekend, until the season over. And then once the season's over, you got to wake up and lift, but it's not as busy because you don't got practice and stuff. But you'll hit A, and you got to have good grades, and you can't miss no dates. They got coaches at them doors, so you better be on time. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Maine, it wasn't as I like Maine because Coach Kaz, one thing about Coach Kaz, he was a good life coach. You know what I'm saying? He always expected, he kept us up high, do the right thing at all times, try to do the little things, go to class, like show up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be late to class. Don't be late to work. Like, I'm not saying you have to be the best test taker. You don't have to be the smartest in the room, but you got to do the little things right. You know what I'm saying? Same with now. It's helped my career now. I never missed a meeting. I've never been late to a meeting. You know what I'm saying? I always show up and work hard. That's the things that I can control. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that get it wrong, they show up to class late. They wonder why they getting F's, or they wonder why they're mad at the teacher because the teacher called the coach and told him like, man, he late to class, or they just didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. Even in the pros, you come late to a meeting and you might get released or cut. Like, who you think you are? We don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put no bad image out. I want to keep the face card clean. Just do the right thing at all times. So that really helped me, brother.
No, that's huge. It's such an important aspect of life, right? And so, I mean, would you study at Maine? What was your degree?
I got a bachelor's in communications, and I got a minor in childhood family relations.
Okay, nice. That's my undergrad too, communications. It's a
Hey,
fun,
good man, good man.
it's a fun program. I gotta say. I mean, I did mine at the University of Ottawa, so we probably had some different experiences. But tell me about those game moments now from Maine. Like a game day, average game day. Crowds are starting to roll in, big opponents, big moments. What was that all like?
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Hey, now that I'm a professional and I've been playing the big time football, and there wasn't a lot of people at Maine, brother. It would be about maybe like 2,000, 3,000 at the game. Like, bro, when I got to Ottawa, now this was big time football. And when I came out them stands and I see all them people, I'm like, bro, that give me like, oh, okay, it's time to turn up. It give me goosebumps. Like, oh, it's rocking. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny, bro. It's so funny. I had a roommate, he went to Marshall, and he swear like he swear that even a lot of teams, like a lot of players like Javier Arenas I had from Alabama, all of them, when you play football, they always talk, they talk trash about who got the best conference, who got the best players. You know what I'm saying? And this is a fact. We got the most players on this team, the Ottawa Redblacks. The CAA has a lot of players from the same conference. We got check the NFL out and check the CL and the CFL as well. 1AA, we got a lot of players, but that's another conversation for another time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it used to be so funny, man. It's so funny, man.
No, it's funny though because man, I grew up in a town of 6,000 people, right? So like, and we're one of the bigger cities or like bigger towns in Newfoundland, right? So I always look at, even though you're saying like 2-3,000, like for
Yeah.
me, like I'm always like, man, like, that's like half my hometown just like in a rink right
Oh
now, right?
yeah. No, don't get me wrong, bro. The games will be lit though. You know what I'm saying? We get
Yeah,
our rivalry was UNH. That's RJ Harris school. You know what RJ Harris is,
yeah,
receiver.
yeah. I love RJ.
Yeah. Yeah, man, those games we play for a musket. So you playing, no matter what your record is, that was a game at the end of the season. That's flooded. That's 80. You might get like 10,000 now. All right.
Okay.
So them games was the biggest games, no matter what your record is, anybody might win those games. You know how that go. There's a lot of talent out there. In the CA, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's a lot of good players. There's a lot of players that I remember that was really good. You know what I'm saying? And The games is cool, man. But I'm telling you, man, the Ottawa Redblacks games, being a pro, bro, this is it. This is
Hmm.
coming from Maine. Now I'm playing it. I went from playing a 2,000, maybe 10,000 to now I'm playing against Grey Cup 80,000. Hey, now I'm playing against Ottawa Redblacks. I think the stadium hold 40,000, 30,000, something like that. They packed
Yeah,
out every night.
it's
We
like
sold
yeah,
out.
it's around like 24, I think 25,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, hey, we sold out every night. So that's a
Mm.
big. Hey, they give me goosebumps, bro. They get me amped up out there, and I feel like the more people that's watching me now that I'm made, like I feel like God bless me. So I don't want to sound like cocky or nothing, but like when you get being watched on TV, you feel like you made for TV. The more people that's watching, I get the better out of me anyway. To show, hey, when the lights is bright, it's time for me to perform. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
For real, that it's a great feeling, man.
No, man, you're bringing me back to just being on the sideline right now, and that TD place just full of people and energy, man. I miss it. It's
Yeah,
something special.
miss our nation, dog.
Mm. And I think so. When you actually, I just remembered because I actually met one of your main teammates there a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean DeCloy. You played
Oh,
the
Sean, the
yeah
clue,
DeClue. Yeah,
the kicker.
yeah. You guys played 2014 together.
Yeah.
So I ended up having it was pretty funny when I was looking into just like your time at Maine. I was like, I feel like this kind of lines up with his, right? And sure enough, you had that one season together. So I ended up meeting him in a similar kind of setting, just over a Zoom call, because we wrote a story on him for it's a play on. It's a Canadian ball hockey tournament that he used to play in when he was like 15, 16 and whatnot. So
Oh, what?
when
Where
I
you
was
live at now?
he's in Toronto area.
Okay, I gotta call my man the clue, man. It's time to link up. I forgot about the clue out here, man. That's my dog. He funny. Hey, now that I think about it, he was from Canada.
Yeah, yeah. He's from
So
Ottawa.
cool.
He's
He's so
like,
cool.
yeah,
He's the coolest, bro. He's one of the coolest guys ever. And he can kick that football too, man. He kicked that pigskin.
yeah. No, he's doing some really cool stuff in his workforce now. I can't rhyme it off the top of my head there now, but we actually we wrote the whole story about like his career and playing at Maine and stuff like that. So he was telling me all about that university. So I found it pretty funny when I looked into you and the fact that you guys your time there lined up, right? So I figured I was going to ask you about it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah. So after you finish up there at the University of Maine, it wasn't actually apparent that you were gonna go into being a pro football player. Like you started looking into coaching, eh?
Yeah, I did. I did.
So I mean, like I guess what was going through your head like through that time? You have aspirations. It looks like it might not work out, but then a red black scout comes rolling in one day while you're coaching, and you be persistent. You start showing film, and now all of a sudden you found yourself a team.
Right, right. Yeah, but the biggest thing about that was you know, my life coach, my uncle, you know what I'm saying? He came through and he told me, he said, you gotta have a plan A and a plan B. You know what I'm saying? He asked me, we sitting here thinking about it was the weirdest thing to talk about. Like we used to be laughing like man, we're not laughing, but he used to ask me like what you like doing. But he don't tell me what you like doing. He said, you probably can be a trainer or a coach or something. Like I see you doing something in that field. You know what I'm saying? And, Coach Quayway used to always tell me I'm gonna be a coach all the time. I'm gonna coach with him too. So um, we came up with the idea like I'm gonna do my pro day again, but while I do my pro day, while I'm training for my pro day, which would be through the season, I can be coaching. I can just stay at Maine. You know what I'm saying? Stay at Maine, coach, and while I'm coaching, I can also train. I can use the facilities. I got the cold tubs. I got the therapist here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm staying, keeping my mind into it, and I'm gonna just do pro day again in March. So I had to take the year off. So while I was coaching, um, I used to have to bust the films down, bust the plays down, and put the route trees of what the teams was doing. I used to have to put that in the playbook, and it helped me. It helped me, man. It helped me learn the game. It helped me figure out that every team is not just trying to bomb you like Madden. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just not trying to run verticals. Like, oh, this if they get in bunch set, they can only do 2 to 3 things. They just try to dress it up, maybe motion him over there, but he's still doing the same thing. They dressing it up, and I just started learning route concepts, and I was just typing it in. But once I used to be in the computer room typing it in, the NFL scouts and CFL scouts used to come in all the time, and they used to be recruiting Pat Ricard, and they used to be recruiting Malumba, and they used to be like, you know who Pat Ricard is?
No, I'm not familiar.
He played for the Ravens. He was all pro, and he
Okay.
played off and defense. He was, I think, he went for fullback, but yeah, he nice. He played both sides of the ball. He wanted to, he the goat, by the way. Shout out to Pat. Hey, but they used to come in to see them. I used to be like, man, y'all need DBs? They used to be like, man, we always need DBs, and I send them my highlight tape. And the one coach that, like, I used to say that Jacksonville Jaguars, the Colts, the Redskins came in. It's crazy because it's still to this day. Like, I used to travel with the team when they used to play William & Mary, and I seen the Redskins scout. I'm like, oh, I remember you from Man. You came in, and he's like, yeah, bro. And he's still one of a guy I contact to still stay in contact with until this day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just a good friend. Like, when I go to Ashburn, we'll go get some food sometime if he can, if he's not busy, on the road. You know what I'm saying? He need to I'm gonna call him soon, man. I might be a free agent, man, in February. That things don't work out. But yeah, man, that's a good friend, and help me with connections. You know what I'm saying? And my mindset was, it's not over for me. I know I can be on TV playing football. Like, I'm better. I feel like I'm better. Like, it's not. I'm not gonna say I'm better, but I feel like it's not already time to hang the cleats up. You know what I'm saying? I know I can be out there. If y'all want to prove it, which I told JM. I seen JM. He came in one day and he asked me, like, what you know about Canada? I was like, Toronto. I know the Six, Drake. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know too much, bro. Like, well, he was talking to me about Nova Scotia. He was talking to me about the history of Canada, how diverse it is. And he was telling me he was Haitian. Like, you Haitian? Like, bro, where I come from, we black, bro. Like, we know our background. We don't really know our backgrounds like that. Some people do, you know what I'm saying? But it was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? And, I sent him my highlight tape, and he emailed me back the next day. I sent everybody my highlight tape. He emailed me back the next day like, man, you good. What happened to you? And I told him I had to bust it down. Like, hey, man, listen, I'm supposed to be in the league. I got, you know what I'm saying? I slipped under the rug, you know what I'm saying? I ain't run fast in my pro day. Like, I'm under recruited. Like, this is a blessing. Like, sign me. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm gonna send your film to my GM, which is myself. And I hit him up. This was 2016, so I'm hitting him every day. I'm like, man, what's up, man? How y'all doing? He like, I'm good, man. How you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, man, what's your GM say? He said, the GM loves you, man. I'm like, all right. I'm like, y'all need DBs? He's like, yeah, man. Hey, listen. I said, and then I hit him up the next week. I'll be like, I'll show you. Like, I pull up to a camp. I'll show you, man. I'm nice. I'm ready. Like, all right. He like, do your pro day again, and your pro day, tell me your stats and stuff. And then we're gonna have a workout in April, and the pro day was in March. So, and this time, every time I'm calling him, like, how y'all doing? He like, man, we doing good. Like, I call him like weekly, you know what I'm saying? Just to tap in to keep the name good. Like, sign me. I'm just hungry, bro. So I'm gonna blow your phone. Hey, sign me, dog. You feel me? Hey, I'm right at your door. Hey, sign me. But anyways, he was like, man, we doing good. We first place. Like, what? And then he was like, yeah, man, we just won the Grey Cup. I'm like, what? Like, it's crazy how I just met you. Y'all just win the Grey Cup. It was crazy. 2016. And then I came in 2017. So what I did was went to a workout. I went to a Winnipeg workout. This in April. So now I do my 40 again. I do my pro day again. No NFL teams call me again. You know what I'm saying? So they tell me, like, you took a year off. It's gonna be hard for you. Just get in the league, play some CFL, then come get some experience there. You know what I'm saying? Shoot your shot this. I'm like, cool. I go to CFL workout Winnipeg. I ran fast, a 4.4 there, but I guess they need DB receivers. So I went overlooked again. But then I went to Ottawa. I had JM and them there, and you know what I'm saying? They was already looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? And they looking at my background. They looking at my credentials. Oh, he went to Maine. Oh, we watched the Maine film. He good. I had to send him Maine film while I was there. I had to send him my college film. Like, I had to do a lot of that stuff. And it went through. And it was like, all right, man, like, come to the camp. So I went to a camp. My uncle, I was at home. My uncle took me to the camp, by the way. And one thing I will say, I never stopped grinding. You know what I'm saying? I never gave up on myself ever. Like, I used to work out all the time, just stay every day. I used to do it every day. I used to work out every day. I'm working out every day. I'm working out, training, getting my body right. Like, my uncle used to had a story because I live with my uncle. That's why I keep talking with my uncle like that. I used to live with him. he's always say, brother, he think something wrong with me. I used to stay up 24 hours. Like I'll wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock. He gonna leave at 6 in the morning. I'm going with you, bro. I don't go with him. Like he wake up, leave out the door, I go work out. Then I come back home, just man, chill, just you know what I'm saying, try to sleep during the day. Then I wake up, play the game, and by the time I wake up, my uncle be home, and then my aunt be home, and then everybody home from work, so we get to have some family time. We watch the games, you know what I'm saying, do what we do, and they'll go to bed, and I stay up playing the game all night. Then I go work out. He be like, bro, you do this every day? Like, bro, I got to. Like, I was working out every day, so Sunday, like every day. Like one, I couldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? So once I was doing that, um, the hard work paid off. My uncle, they had a camp in North Carolina. My uncle got a hotel. We drove down there. Never forget it. Picked me up, drove down there. We stayed in the hotel. The day we went the night before. We got there, unloaded some stuff. I told him I got to do some little takeoffs at the stadium. He like, all right, I'm gonna chill a little bit. I'm like, all right, best. So I did some stadium, did some takeoffs. Went to North Carolina Central, I think it was the college. Did some takeoffs. Got a field of the field. Went back, and while I was at Maine, I was training too. I had the track coach out there. I will say that. So I was working on the speed. You know what I'm saying? Everything worked out for me. That's why I was at Maine. So yeah, man, I went to North Carolina and I locked up everybody at the camp. I was just like, man, I did my thing, and then JM and everybody else said, sound them. You know what I'm saying? Bring them in. Like I think it was the next day or the next 2 days, they was just like, they're gonna bring me in. Shoot, it was one of the best, most memorable times of my life, man. We were so happy. My family was happy. Like, man, our hard work paid off, bro. We knew it.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. And I guess, the first opportunity, too, because it wasn't like, it was going to be game day right away for you, right? Like you found a spot on the practice roster. So, I mean, what was your mentality entering that?
And I want to say too, shout out to the JM, to the Mr. Marcel, the whole front office, the Redblacks organization. You know what I'm saying? For they get guys. You know what I'm saying? Ottawa Redblacks is known for getting talent, and talent that's not just they dig, man. They dig deep and they find guys. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. But
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mean to cut you off. What was your question again?
No, I was just saying, like, because the first opportunity that you see in the CFL is a practice roster, right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
what was your mentality going in there and just being like, okay, I got to find my way to that game day roster?
All right. I was happy when I was on practice squad. I said, but I made the team. I got my foot in the door. All that now we just gotta get to the game. So I know I
Mm-hmm.
gotta work hard, practice every day. Hey, when you on practice squad, it's tough. You gotta do one-on-ones after practice. You gotta practice. You gotta still prove yourself. Every day they want to see you every day. If you ain't winning the one-on-ones, if you're not showing you supposed to be here, bro, weekly. Like they evaluating you weekly. They bringing guys in weekly. You gotta compete. And it's about two at the one-on-ones, it's like 2 to 3 people. It's 2 corners. You know what I'm saying? On practice squad, 2 to 3 corners. So 2 versus 3 receivers or 2 receivers, you know what I'm saying? So you got the GM, you got all the scouts watching you weekly. You got to perform weekly. Is he supposed to be here or not? They're watching you. You know what I'm saying? One is you versus one receiver, 2 receivers. So you get a few reps and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? I had to prove myself every day and stay focused. It was tough for me. I stayed focused, but I made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, it was my time to come in 2017. I was on practice squad for half the season, and I was learning the game. Coach Ike, I had a great coach. I had a great teammates. I had Jarrell Gavins. He showed me a lot, man. One of my mentors. Well, I don't want to say mentors. I about to say big brother. You know what I'm saying? Coach Ike, he was a good coach to get me accumulated to the league. I'm glad he was one of my first coaches because we have a good language. We speak a good same language. You know what I'm saying? So everything was on point with that. So everything worked out, and I'm very excited and happy that and appreciative. God is good that I became rookie of the year 2017.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Was that the moment where you were just like, oh yeah, like this is almost full circle in a way? It's like it was something that just kind of, I guess, maybe solidified all the hard work, like almost like made it
Yeah,
worthwhile, I guess.
it made it worth the while, but I wanted to. Like it was kind of like it's like a theory, it was a mystery. Like, is he supposed to? Does he belong here? Is he one like me, my two uncles and my coach like Coach Quayway? Like we always tell like bro. They used to always tell me, bro, you're the night, like you're one of the best. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm one of the humble. So I'd be like, man, you right. Like, but there's some good guys out here. He faster, he's this and that. And they'd be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So when I won Rookie of the Year, that showed them that they was right. You know what I'm saying? That they probably should be scouts and recruiters, because if they can pick that, then they can pick a lot of good teams and good players, and they know a lot of football. You know what I'm saying? So they got a good eye talent for that. And I feel as though I just want, like, y'all was right. It feel good. Well, because we used to be like, it was just crazy, because just last year it was on the other side of the table, like, bruh, maybe we don't know. It's like, do we know what we talking about? But what do I know? We used to be watching teams, we watch football, we watch corners, and we watch basketball. We like, bruh, like, this guy is very good, or this guy's not that good. But what do we know? You know what I'm saying, man? Because I wasn't a pro yet. So we like, man, I guess we don't know. I guess I don't know. So when I got there, like, ding ding, like, I bet. All right, we ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, bet.
So how I mean I assume this is pretty important, but I mean, a big thing with the Red Blacks is you're fortunate enough to practice every day as a DB up against, some incredibly talented wide receivers, right? Like you guys got Brad Sinopoli, who's probably arguably one of the greatest Canadians wide receivers to ever play in the CFL. And then you got guys like, Greg and, we talked about RJ a little bit. So, I mean, the fact that those are the guys that you're going up against every week in practice, how much do you credit that for, just developing you as an individual defensive back?
Hey man, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna say this from the bottom of how I really, really mean this. I really mean this, man. I really mean this. Brad Sinopoli and Greg Ellison is one of the best receivers I ever faced ever in my life, man. For real. Like, and off the field, the best, like, people, role models you can ever look up to, man. 100%. Brad Sinopoli, Greg Ellison is the reason I am the pro I am today. Them guys right there, they don't show up late to meetings. Those guys right there, they do everything right. Those guys right there, face card good. They a pro. Those guys right there in practice, Greg Ellison, he trying to send you up through there. Woo, hey, when I first seen him, right? So I was watching the CFL. I'm like, all right, let me see who Ottawa Redblacks got. And I'm like, man, they got this receiver out here. I'm like, who is this receiver? Like, he is balling. You know what I'm saying? Like, balling. I'm like, is that Wes Welker? Like, who do you think he is? I'm like, bro, I would never let a receiver go on me like that. You it's crazy. Yo, I get out here. Now I'm actually checking him. Like, whoa, he didn't get busy. He didn't whoop me now. He didn't get the best. We get the best of each other though. You know, Greg will tell you that as well. Like, obviously, um, when I was going through like practice squad, I went 2 years of that, and Greg was telling me stories about how, and early in his career, he did the same thing. Nobody believed in him and stuff like that. You just go through that in your career, and then once you're a vet, they show you your respect once you make plays and stick around and whatnot. But Brad Sinopoli, man, they used to call him Bud. Like, hey Bud, they're the Buds. You know what I'm saying? Just like me and Rose, we the bros, they were the Buds.
Uh-huh.
But they had that thing going, man. Brad Sinopoli, great person, man. Great person, Canadian dog. He played quarterback. He cold, smart. Listen, Brad Sinopoli don't run no 4-3 right now, but he will route you up. He know where to be at right on time. He know how to get them to, as soon as you open them hits like that, he gonna bing, 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 bing. Hey, come on, run that curl on you. You know what I'm saying? And step on your toes. Like, he real savvy, a vet. Love the game. Loves the game, man. And just a great person. Just happy, good intentions. Even when like we're losing, he says the best way to be nice. He says the rude, like he says the nicest way to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's all right, guys. Like, well, at least we didn't lose by 50. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Just a good teammate, man. A great guy. Him and Greg, man. Greg, I hang out with Greg. Man, that's one of my guys. He'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. So I mean, the Grey Cup, like, you finally getting an opportunity to play in that game, just as like, you were mentioning how, you're talking, back and forth, and they're just like, yeah, like, right before you get there, the Red Blacks, they win that Grey Cup. How did it feel to help bring that city, back into a moment like that, and then trying to play in that moment?
Hey man, I wish we could have won the Grey Cup. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could have won, but it felt that was one of the biggest feelings of my life. That was when I hit it. Like, all right, everything, all the hard work paid off. Now it's time to, now it's time to go win it. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to help it get an interception, help the team try to win. And we had a great team that year. Deontay Spencer, Trevor Harris, Willie P, Servy, Greg, Brad Sinopoli. Oh my gosh, I'm missing so many people. I can do this all. That was one of my favorite teams ever. That was one of the most talented teams. If we would have won that, we could have been considered one of the best teams. Like we were saying that, man. But yeah, dog, it was great, man. It was. I was fortunate, man. It's hard to get to the Grey Cup. Just like playing in the Grey Cup, man. It's one of the best feelings ever. We're gonna get back there. Hopefully, we can get back there and win it this time.
Mhm. No, there's no doubt in my mind that you're gonna find yourself back there for sure.
Appreciate that, my dog.
And so I mean, now just lived in Ottawa, and you're in Canada now for those first few years and stuff like that. Just everyday life, like the city life. What are your favorite things about Ottawa, man? Because I know you've been
Bro, I got a
raised in the
million.
city.
And look, COVID low key was kind of like bad because like it messed the money up and it messed like I'm supposed to be like when I don't just mean money like physically. I mean like I'm supposed to be playing. You know what I'm saying? You get filmed. You just a year in your prime. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing about COVID, bro, I've been able to tour the city. Bro, Ottawa has so many like chill little spots. Bro, I've been to the Parliament. I've been to they got hella it's a pathway you can just walk all the way to Westboro. Like I've been the Rideau River. I've been some little parks in Gatineau. Um, bro, I love Ottawa. It's like nice parks and ducked off spots you can hang to. I eat a lot of food. Go to all these little spots. Like I like trying new foods. You know what I'm saying? I'm big in the community. Big, big. I got something big coming for Ottawa too, man. I'm about to drop a documentary on the athletes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard about that. It's like the underdog talent in Ottawa, you know what I'm saying, about Canadian side in Ottawa. But I'm real heavy in the community with the kids. I give back to them all the time when I can. I try to work out with them on the weekends. And I got to sponsor some endorsements, some ambassador gigs, Squish Cookies, man. The cookies deal is quarter pound cookies. Hey, they got the best cookies in Ottawa, so you need to try that. Bro, you had some Squish cookies?
Man, I haven't tried it yet. No, I seen the commercial though.
We gonna get you some. You seen the commercial?
I did. Yeah, I loved it. You're because
Hey, appreciate you.
you're getting ahead of me because I wanted to ask too, right? Like, because man, I love local, like local businesses, things like that, like those type of markets, right? Like especially being from Newfoundland, like our communities are supported by like those type of businesses, right? And I've seen you, take more and more of an interest with like working with these guys, and you were at a farmers market the other day and stuff. Like, where's that love come for you?
Hey, for me, I just want to be a good man, just a good man in the community. I want to be the biggest thing. If I was at home and like the DMV, if I was in like uh back home, I would even be more in the community. Now, I wish I can do it at home, where I'm from, but me being a pro, you gotta build yourself off the field as well. And Ottawa community does a great job as embracing people who want to be in the community and help out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I adapted to that. I would just want to help people. You know what I'm saying? And it all comes from connections. You know what I'm saying? And just out of love and curiosity. Obviously, I'm a pro now, so things I can't just be doing things like you get paid and you get stuff and whatnot, clothes or whatever the case may be. We all helping each other out though. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that the Red Blacks is getting represented in a well manner. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Marcel, he has good players and a good face for the team and for myself as well, for my brand as well. You know what I'm saying? My own personal thing. And I'm just me for real, for real. It's not like I'm acting. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting better myself every year. I'm a business as well. So I'm just trying to better myself every year.
No, I love it. I think personal brands with athletes are just so important. And I mean, it's from everything with your social accounts to the work that you're doing with, businesses or, even just your interactions with the fans, right? And stuff like that. Like the personal brand, it's so important. And I think with you, you're one of the guys who really gets it. Cause I don't know if you remember this, but the first time I actually ever met you was, it was like it was some like Grey Cup fan week or something like that. I forget what it was called, but it was touch football with Canada football out behind TD place at like in the grass part of the field, and it was
Oh
they had the
yeah.
So I was out there because I had Gigi's football was there, and they were playing like touch football with like Carlton and a few of the Redblacks guys. Alex was there as well. And that was like when I first met you, and just like, you know, the excitement and the energy that you brought to an event like that was just like, man, it rang with me. It was something that, like, when I left, I was like, you know, out of everybody there, like Sherrod Baltimore was a guy that I remembered because of his energy and the stuff that you were saying, right? And
Hey, that's love, bro. I really appreciate you, man. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate you for that, man. Love, bro.
man, anytime. Like I said, I think you got it. You definitely got it figured out. The other thing too, you know, just because NHL draft is coming up, the OHL is going to regain action. You've found yourself to be quite the super fan of the 67s. Tell me
Oh
how
yeah,
all
I'm
that
the
got
ambassador for them too.
started. How'd all
Hey, that
that
came from
start?
Jeff Hunt. Hey, that came from Colin. Colin is the video director for the Red Blacks.
Hmm.
So I stayed out here 2018, that off season. I stayed here, and Colin was like, "Hey man, you gotta." Me and Colin built a connection just through the team. You know, I'm cool with everybody. So Colin, that's my dog. We built a connection through just like during the season. He used to have like video games, and he got a dope basement. His basement is so dope. Like, but anyways, he has like game. He got like Pac-Man, all this, bro. So nice, man. So nice. So, anyways, um, he brought me to a 67s game, and I was watching it. And before I went to college, before I went to Canada, my uncle was trying to get me on watching like the Capitals, and he was just like my uncle support all the hometown teams, so he was like Capitals, you know, Nationals and the Wizards and the Redskins. So we was like watching the Capitals. He's like, bro, we got one of the best players in the league. We got LeBron James in the league, and I'm like, what? Like, yeah, bro, we got Ovechkin, Ovi. Like, bro, it's all about Ovi. And then you want to know what's crazy? Like, that was like 2015 or 16, one of the two, I can't remember. And then Ovi just was just balling. Like, he's just becoming his name. Like, bro, I told you, like, it's getting lit. Like, he about to win this one. And then I think I was out here. What year did the Capitals win? 17?
Yeah, it was recent.
It might have been 17 or 16, 18, one of the two.
Yeah.
They won. And I'm like, bro. And my uncle called me. So now I'm like, I'm gonna start going to hockey games. You know, I go to hockey games, watching the hockey games. It's fun. They out there fighting. They out there skating fast. They shooting. I'm like, bro. Man. And then once you energize, like once you're learning the game, once you're looking at the game, then you're like, all right, let me learn the game now. So now I know what a wing is. Now my boy Rossi, he a good skater. He is cold. You know what I'm saying? So now I know, okay, so I'm learning wings and goalies, like who's a good goalie? Why is he a good wing? They run the zone right now, they guard in the middle, or they run it, you know what I'm saying? Just learn the game. But
Hmm.
the recent 67s came about Jeff Hunt. That's a good man. That's the owner. Well, he not owning no more. I think he gave it up. He sold his half or whatnot. That was a good friend, a good man to know, great man to know actually. Um, he owned the team, and he was just like he had something to do with the TSN documentary as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
Jeff
made
Hunt
that happen.
is he's from out where I'm from. He's from Newfoundland too. I
He
think
from
he's
Newfoundland,
Stephenville, so he's West Coast. I'm like more East Coast. But yeah, he's a Newfoundlander too.
and he the goat.
Yeah, he's done some incredible things, I gotta say. But no,
Incredible,
continue.
incredible, good man, great man. I call him still to this day, Huntsy. How you doing? Hey, I call him Mr. Hunt. He said, "Man, don't call me that, man. Call me Huntsy." Hey, man, cool dude, man, real cool. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't be able to tell like he got all this money as he talk about. You know, well, not as he talk about, as he has. Real humble, down to earth. You need anything, you call him. He'll do his best interest. Hey, call this man. Hey, do this, man. Help him. Like, go here, go there. How you doing? How the family doing? You know what I'm saying? Good man. That's a great man to know. But Mr. Hunt, he used to always see me at the games, and we used to talk at the games like, Huntsy, what's going on? Like, hey, you at the game, Sherrod, what's up, man? And then once I be going to the game, now people starting to notice me. They like, Sherrod Baltimore. Like, at first I used to sit in the stands, but then I started going down like by the ice because people start noticing, you know, and then, you know, that's going to the games and supporting the community and supporting the team. The team was balling. It was crazy because when they won the champ, did they win that year? They lost, but they
We
had the
lost in
most
the
wins.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah, in the finals. But I was watching that. I was a part of that, bro. Because that's when I started coming to every game. I was telling my uncle, like, bro, they nice, bro. They was sweeping people, like going, and then the goalie got hurt. I'm like, damn, it was crazy. And then I was like going to the locker rooms. Like I became cool with some of that little hockey dudes. They young though, but they know they hit me whatever. It's all love. Going to the locker rooms. I remember this year, the coach let me like come in the locker room, call out the starting list. Man, it was awesome, man. I miss my little homies, bro. They some ballers. Brossi, he gonna play for a long time.
Mm-hmm. No,
He
man.
gonna play. What's the other one? Quinn too. How my boy
Quinn.
Quinn do?
Yeah, I'm seeing Quinn tomorrow actually.
Yeah, tell him I said what's up, man.
Of course, of course. Yeah, no, they got such a talented team. Like, I mean, that playoff run that you're talking about in the sweeps, like that was so fun for me to document, man. Like it was memories that I'm gonna
Unbelievable.
have for a lifetime.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I think like even Rossi and Quinn, they're gonna have long careers, man. They're gonna be doing some great things. I'm excited for both those guys too, because the thing is too is that man, they're great individuals.
Yeah,
Like
too.
they're
Good,
fantastic.
good kid. Yeah.
Mm. It's interesting though, hey, the different dynamic, right? Like you got guys who are like 16 to 21 all on that team, right? Whereas pros, you could be 21 to 40, right? It's
Yeah.
very interesting, different.
They got a good fan base out here too.
Mhm. Yeah, no, the 67s are like an older organization in terms of the junior ranks. They've been around for a while, and they've
Yeah.
had a lot of success in the past, and even of recent, right? Like those runs are
I like their coach
something else.
too, man. He a good coach. He a
Andre,
good
yeah,
coach. I like
he's
their coach.
fantastic.
Andre, man. Shout out to Andre, man. He be showing me love too. So I got nothing but love for him.
hmm
Hopefully they can bounce back and come back and do their thing too. But yeah, man, I appreciate you though, dog.
How so? Have you been keeping busy? How have you been training during this off season? Because I mean, it's a longer off season than ever before for the CFL.
Yeah, I'm just maintaining. I work out 3 times a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. That's the only time with the facility open. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm a lot out in the community. I just did a camp now. So tomorrow, Friday. This not tomorrow. I got a camp tomorrow. Man, hey, my schedule been so busy, bro. But it's a camp coming up. I got doing it with Justin Howe and Nate Bahar. They doing Friday nights. I teach the DBs. They get me in there, coach the DBs. I get them right, trying to get them boys, show them that they can be, next up, man. They can go to
Mhm.
college just like we did. Give them some good technique. Same way Quay did me. I try to give it back to the youth. You know what I'm saying? And give it back to the community as much as I can. So, um, yeah, man. I got a little job too. I got a little Amtech job, man. Amtech is an electricity company with trades. They reached out to Mr. Marcel. And just, it's not the crazy. It's not like I'm doing electricity, but I just drive, stay busy, stay out the house. I could be sitting around, you know what I'm saying? But I'd rather keep building, keep learning. Like, there ain't no time to sit around. I'm gonna have plenty of time to sit around, go on vacation. Once we get that house and get that car, get the family situated, we have plenty of time to spend a lot of money, trick the money out, enjoy yourself. It's, buy the new stuff. But till then, right now, I'm just staying, keeping the head down, just working away, working on me, working on this camp. I got a documentary coming out next month in October. It's about the Ottawa talent, about the whole community. It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be good for the community. Ottawa is big on, it's rising. They got stars. They getting people getting drafted. They got people going to college, D1 colleges. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get exposure. That's the only thing. I'm just trying to bring exposure. I got a limelight on me, and I'm gonna use it to get to the community. The youth is the future, man. Remember that, brother. They control everything. The youth control everything. Besides the president and whatnot and the government. Yeah, man, you control a lot of things. So yeah, bro, I'm just trying to stay focused, call my family, man. Staying in the community. I got a ambassador with this clothing collection, so I got to take pictures and stuff with them now, and I do that once a week. My schedule during the week, I be forgetting what day it is, with the time. I be taking it one day at a time.
I love it. Shred man, with that busy schedule, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me this evening. So that's actually everything that I have for you. So this is actually the part of the show where I just I hand the show over to you. So it's whatever you want to talk about. It could be whatever you want. But yeah, the
Uh,
show is 100% yours, man.
yeah, man. Sherrod Baltimore from the DMV, PG County, man. I appreciate you for coming on your podcast. You ain't been nothing but love to me, brother. Nothing but love, man. We've been since the A1 since day one. You already know. Anything you need, I'm proud of you. Anything you need from me, let me know. I do got a documentary coming out next month, like I said, and I got a big, big, big camp, man, for the Ottawa community, for the young kids trying to get recruited, man. And, you'll hear more about it later. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Big news dropping soon, and I'm gonna keep being in this community. You know what I'm saying? The youth is the future, brother. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, and I appreciate everybody for listening and following along this evening. Listening all the way to the end. If you enjoy this podcast, make sure to leave us a review. And if you really enjoyed it, send it to a friend. Sherrod's going to be doing some great things, so I really do recommend checking him out on social, Instagram, and Twitter. All that's going to be linked down below. And yeah, in the meantime, stay best kind.